Today, Jen and I have a recipe that we think you're going to love.
We are making roasted chicken, sausage, peppers, and potatoes. So come on in.
Hi everyone, welcome to Cooking with Shotgun Red, and I'm Sheila.
I'm Jennifer.
And today we have a recipe that you are going to love, and it is very colorful.
Sheila loves those colors.
Color. Even though I wear black all the time.
What shade of black are you wearing today?
Number 22.
You and your black.
I know.
We always laugh about that. Yeah, that's what we do.
We're all black.
Lots of black in the closet. But
Yeah.
This meal is really colorful and has all kinds of meat and veggies, and we think you're going to love it.
First thing we're going to do, we have a skillet here. We're going to put it on medium heat, and then we're going to add some olive oil.
Maybe about a tablespoon or two, just a little bit.
Yeah, that works.
And then we are going to add some hot Italian sausage. And what we want to do is just brown this up just a little bit. We're not going to cook it completely, but we're going to brown it up so it's firm enough so that we can chop it and add it into our dish.
Once they start getting brown on the other side, we're going to flip them over. Just like that.
Then we're going to take and just stab a couple little holes so that juice and everything on the inside will seep out into that oil, because we're going to use that later. So you don't want them all the way cooked, just enough so that you could easily slice them. Mom's going to love us. We're making a mess in here, Sheila.
No, she loves to clean.
She's tidy bowl.
I know, OCD.
She's tidy bowl. She likes to clean up. She cleans up after. She's awesome. We love Mom.
Now that they're brown on both sides, now we're going to turn off the heat.
And we're going to move them over here onto a plate or cutting board. And all I'm going to do is cut these. Now you can cut them into 3s, into 4s. I like to kind of do bite-sized cuts to them. And I like to cut these at an angle. So in bite-sized pieces. So once you got that all chopped up, we're going to put that right back in that pan again with all the oil. And move it off the heat completely, because my electric stove keeps cooking a little bit, so we want to get it off the heat and just set it aside because it's going to stay warm.
What makes this recipe so good is these sweet mini peppers.
Yes, they come in bags. You can get them in the garden if you have a garden like I do.
Yes.
But you can get all the different colors.
I like to use these for snacks.
Oh yeah,
and they're real healthy
so
too.
Good, very healthy. And also we have our red and green bell pepper. We're going to show you how we cut these up. So we've got 2 bell peppers here, and we're just going to go ahead and slice these. Now you can do these a couple different ways. You can just start slicing off the edge, or you can cut around and get this centerpiece out. I usually just slice from the side. The biggest thing is you want them in long strips, and you just want to take your paring knife and just slice them long and skinny. And if you don't want this white in there, you can take this out too. That little, what do you call that? What do you call that, Sheila?
A little white piece.
A little white piece. Yeah, that. Anyway, so we're just gonna. I even got Mom laughing. She's got Mom laughing this morning. That's funny.
We got some knives here now. Everybody knows.
Okay, yeah. Look, we have some good knives. We were laughing about the knife thing because we were talking about it ourselves, and like, we've got to get some better knives because these things are dull. I don't care how much you sharpen them. Sometimes they just don't do well. So we went and bought ourselves some really good knives. And don't ask me how to pronounce that because I don't know. I know they used to say that about Steve too. I wish he'd get some sharper knives.
And he did at the time.
Yeah.
But I took them all
but
home.
But Sheila took them all home, so she left me none here. So
so I can cut up in boxes.
That's right. So now we've got these little sweet peppers here. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to cut them up. You don't want the seeds. You just want the sweet. We've got yellow onion, sweet onion. You know how Steve loved his sweet onions.
He did.
And we've got red onion. And we're going to slice these up in long slices. So I'm just going to take off the ends of each side here. Just gently. And clean this off. The best thing you can do is just cut these right in half. And then I usually peel them from there. And do long slices with them. And look at that knife cut. See, we're happy. We have new knives.
We're so happy with these knives.
We're so happy.
Another thing that makes this recipe so delicious are these petite Yukon Gold potatoes.
They are so good. They got that buttery flavor. Oh my
know.
gosh. And so we put a
I think I
fork.
want to eat one now.
We put a fork in them. We've already forked them all,
Yes.
just to give a little vent. And then we've got some sliced red and yellow sweet onion. Steve always wanted sweet onion.
But there you go.
Oh yeah, in every recipe, sweet onion. So we've got those already pre-sliced and seasonings. And in this we have an array of seasonings. So in here we have a teaspoon of kosher salt, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of basil, a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of red pepper, because Mom said I couldn't add any more red pepper than I did. Because, you know, I like those red pepper flakes. She's like, no, just a half a teaspoon.
You don't want to change the color altogether.
My
do you?
Italian Mama Donna has spoken. And then we added 1 teaspoon of just regular Italian seasoning, which is just a blend of everything. And we've got them all inside the bowl. And we're just going to mix that up and get that ready to go. All right, so now that we've got everything sliced up and ready to go in the bowls, we're going to start with our sweet mini peppers and put those in the bowl, along with our red and green sliced bell pepper. And I'll just set that aside. And then we're going to add in our sweet yellow onion, red onion
A mixture.
mixtures. The aroma is just yummy. Okay. And we're going to add a little bit of olive oil to this and a little bit of our seasoning here. You don't want to use all of it. You want to reserve some of the seasoning for the chicken that's coming up. So, all right, Sheila, I'll let you mix that up a little bit. You can use a spoon if you want. Oh, get your fingers in there. Get
Yes.
dirty.
Get down with it.
Mix all that olive oil all over all the vegetables. And then we're going to add those Yukon Gold potatoes in there.
Okay, ready?
Yep. And do the same thing. I'm going to just coat it with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of seasoning, and I'll let her mix those up. We're going to save the rest of the seasoning for the chicken. Okay, so then we've got all that mixed together. We're going to take this sausage that we did earlier and all the drippings and olive oil, pour that in and mix that up with it. Doesn't that look delicious?
It's real good. Now that we got everything in the bowl, we have 8 chicken thighs here.
And this is skin on, bone in. And we're going to take our knife and just slice a couple slices in the top of them. And that's going to help get that flavoring and everything into the chicken meat. Just to do a couple slices. They don't have to go all the way down. You'll feel the bone stop.
Yeah, that usually stops it.
Yeah, it's going to stop it.
When you get to the bone, you know you got somewhere.
Yeah, when you get to the bone, you know it's done. You're going as far as you can go. Unless you have a really, really sharp knife, which this is sharp, but not that sharp. Okay, so just a couple slices in each. And then I'm going to drizzle some olive oil right on top. We just left this on the cutting board so we wouldn't get chicken everywhere. And then I'm just going to take and sprinkle a little bit of the seasoning on top of each chicken piece. You can hear my dog barking outside.
He's relentless, isn't he?
He is today. I don't know who's out there, but somebody's out there. We've got our oven preheated to 450 degrees. So we have a roasting pan here And this is a good size. This is a 16-inch roasting pan. So, and it is fairly deep on the sides. So you could use if you've got Pyrex or whatever you've got. But I love this roasting pan.
I know, I like both handles on each end.
It makes it easy to lift, especially when it's full of food. And this is going to be full of food. So the first thing we're going to do is pour that bowl into our roasting pan full of all that good stuff.
Look at
Beautiful.
that.
Beautiful.
Beautiful thing.
Get all out of there. Don't leave any of that good stuff. God, doesn't that smell delicious?
It does.
Oh my gosh. You know this is going to be great. Then we're going to take each chicken thigh and you're just going to nestle it in. Nestle. Nestle's a good word.
Nestle.
We're going to nestle it in. That's a Mama Donna word. We were laughing. Should we put it in first? Oh no, she goes, just nestle it right on in there. And we're going to nestle it in between the potatoes and the vegetables. Wow, that looks delicious. Okay, then we're going to take the rest of the seasoning, and Sheila's going to sprinkle that all over the top. So we get all of the potatoes and everything in there. And add a little bit of ground pepper, ground black pepper. Maybe about a teaspoon. Doesn't that look good?
It does.
All right, so now that we've got the rest of that seasoning on there and some black pepper, so we're gonna put this in the oven for about an hour, and we're going to take it and baste that chicken with all that juice that's in the bottom of that pan right before we take it out, maybe about 15-20 minutes prior to taking it out. So we'll check on it in about an hour and see how it's going.
So good.
I'm just going to take a little of this sauce down here, and then we're going to baste over the top of the chicken. All that juice down there on the bottom. You could do this with a basting brush, or I'm just going to take my spoon and do it. We got a little bit of, just a little bit of time. We're just going to sprinkle on there, let that absorb in. You don't want to leave that in there too long. It's going to give it some nice flavor. All right, we're going to just put that back in and leave it on for another 10 to 15 minutes, and it should be done.
Don't it smell good?
It does. It smells so good.
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. Oh my gosh. The aroma of this is just to die for, and it looks so good.
And it was only in there for like an hour and 15 minutes.
No, an hour and 5. Actually, we actually reduced that down to about an hour and 5 in my oven. Now, you know, your oven might be different. It may cook a little different, so it just depends. You want to keep an eye on that, make sure that it doesn't burn. But about 15 minutes prior to that, we basted it with some of that yummy sauce and juice that's in the bottom. Put a little bit of Italian parsley on top right here at the end, and everything smells so good, and I think we should plate up.
I do. Look at that.
Doesn't that look pretty?
It does.
I think you should have 2 potatoes.
Okay.
Just because.
Just because.
How's that look?
Yeah, it looks great.
All right, let me get one for me now.
You want to get that off of there? Then I can hold your
Yes,
plate for you.
I probably could just, look, I'm like, which way did it go?
You're not getting confused here, are you?
My mind and my stomach is going, just dish it out and eat it, dang it.
Just turn it up and pour it out.
Yeah, just dump it on her plate. She don't care. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Got a little, I love those Yukon Gold potatoes.
I know, they're so good.
And the sweet peppers. Look at all the onion, and oh my gosh. I've got to put some of that on there. That looks just delicious. And if you want, you can take a little bit of that juice at the bottom and drizzle it over the top. Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
It does.
Yummy.
Got the chicken and the sausage.
Are you ready to try it?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Ready? Go.
Mm-hmm. Mmm. The sweet peppers with the chicken. is so good. All right, I'm gonna try some Italian sausage and these little Yukon Golds too. The flavor that's absorbed in this is just delicious.
I'm saving my Yukons for last.
She's gonna savor the Yukons. All right, we're gonna try the Italian sausage. Here we go.
It is good.
Oh my gosh. Let's go eat.
Let me get my tater.
Let's eat.
Let's eat.
This is delicious.
This is so good.
The flavor is outstanding.
It is. Now,
who knew that such a simple ingredient recipe would have so much flavor, but this is just packed full of it, and you will absolutely love this. Wow. And as Steve would say,
is this the best?
Chicken, sausage, peppers, and potatoes? If it ain't, it ought to be. Thanks for watching and liking and sharing.
And subscribing.
And don't forget to follow us on Facebook,
Twitter,
Instagram, and all of our links and social media links are right down below along with the recipe. And we do have a print feature on this recipe so you can print it off at home and try this with your family. And we appreciate you being here with us. Don't forget to visit shotgunred.com where you can get all of our merchandise. We have a general store there. We've got videos and dolls and links and everything else. So check that out. It's right below this video. And we'll see you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. Bye.
Well, that's Shishi and Jen, them two girls having too much fun. We hope you enjoy this recipe, and we really hope you subscribe to our channel. That's easy. Little Shotgun Red's face will pop up over here in a little bit. When you click on it, it'll say subscribe, then you're subscribed. Next to it will be a little notification bell. If you click that little bell, then YouTube will send you every single one of our recipes or a notification that we posted one as soon as it comes out. See you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. Is this the best? If it ain't, it ought to be.